Heck yeah. Okay. We're doing okay. No, I don't want. I don't want a preview of what I'm doing. Wonderful. Okay. I want my Twitch chat up, which I now have. Wonderful. Hello, Kirby. Welcome. Welcome to you. How, may I ask, are you doing? Okay, cool. Wide grip bench press. Heck yeah. Okay. Cool. Wide grip bench. We can do 70. That'd be fun. Decent weight to have an enjoyable set with, I think. So let's do it. Hello, Annie. Oh, I should turn my VPN off. Otherwise, I won't be able to read the lovely chat messages. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Steve is enough to be a woman anyway. Thank you, Tank Commander. I do my best. Oh. Right. Ladies and gentlemen. Wait, why is the dip station still in here? Curse you, dip station. I'm going to expel you from the premises shortly. As I don't believe we're doing dips today. I wonder if there's any challenges that we could do during a workout stream. That'd be interesting. Right, let's take this out. Oh. Aye. This is an awkward thing to move, this. Okay. I must admit, I really do like the bench press as an exercise. See, the safety's too high. Do look a little too high. There we go. Beautiful. Let's put 30 kilos on there for the warm-up, shall we? How is everyone in chat? You're doing good. Hey, Tank Commander, that is one hell of a streak, fine sir. Thank you very, very much. Right. Oh, there's a bit of dogs in the ass. Let's go on, Mr. Weekend Training. It's gonna be fun. Hey. I must remember what kit I had. So it was a Pro Iron Bench. I don't know where I got this thing from, but it is a solid piece of equipment. Really, really good. What's the structure and function of nervous tissue? So nervous tissue is composed of nerve cells in your ganglia, with soma, dendrites, axons, myelin sheaths, neurolemma, axon terminals, synapses. The function is to convey information to and from the central nervous system and periphery. What are the characteristics of yellow elastic cartilage? So that's flexible, it has very few cells, and it's found in areas of the body like the pinna. So this is yellow elastic cartilage. Look, it's yellow and elastic. Yay! Okay, second warm-up coming up with 50. Yeah. Righty-ho, I am going to go and use the toilet. I will be right back. I have returned. I guess I should say lads, ladies, and anyone else. Although, I do believe it's fairly unlikely that we have any lasses here. Call it pessimistic, but I think like on YouTube, like 0.2% of the audience is female. So, on balance of probability, alright, let's see what we can do. Hey. Okay. Hey. I'll take that. What are the characteristics of the stratum lucidum? Stratum lucidum. Denucleated cells most easily visible under a microscope. Denucleated cells, not completely hard, most easily visible under a microscope. Cell membranes becoming visible. Cool! Let's move on to the skeletal system. This is a complicated fracture. What is reabsorption in the context of bone remodeling? So reabsorption is the function of osteoclastic processes or osteoclastic cells. They break down bone tissue and release its constituent substances into the bloodstream for recirculation and processing. One bone driven into another is called an impacted fracture. What are three functional classifications of joints? Functional. So the structural classifications are synovial, fibrous, and cartilaginous. Functional classifications implies what they do, which I'm guessing relates to axes of movement, or perhaps flexibility. Either way, I think we have synarthrotic, diarthrotic, and amphiarthrotic. Yes, cool. What are the functions of the pectoral and pelvic girdles? So the pectoral girdle, a function to attach the appendicular structures to the axial skeleton. What is osteomalacia? Osteomalacia, or osteo means bone. Malacia, I think, is softness, or like sweetened. So I'm guessing it's similar to osteoporosis. So abnormal softness of bone. Oh god, that's small. Abnormal softening of bones caused by deficiencies of phosphorus, calcium, or vitamin D. Can also be known as rickets. Interesting. Whew. The skeleton is divided into two parts. These are axial and appendicular. The patella and hyoid pisiform are all examples of sesamoid bones. What are the lamellae within an osteom? Cylindrical structures of collagen fibers that run in alternating directions to resist torsion stress. Concentric tubes. What is the name of the inward curvature found in the lumbar spine? Lordosis. What type of joint allows for flexion, extension, and hyperextension? A hinge joint. Same type of synovial joint. What is osteoporosis? So, this has a name. Brittle bone is a lay name for it. So osteoporosis is abnormal bone softness or tendency of bones to fracture very easily. Can be caused by a deficiency in calcium, phosphate as well. Calcium deficiency accelerated bone loss, especially in postmenopausal women. Interesting. What are osteoblasts and what is their role? So osteoblasts are bone constructing cells. They take raw materials circulating in the bloodstream, such as calcium and phosphates, and use them in construction of new bone tissue, stimulated by pressures applied to the former bone tissue. For example, exercise. Like the set I'm about to do. Let's get our osteoblastic processes going. I'm going to be so osteoplastic right now. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Let's go for a dumbbell fly next, shall we? Why do I need the toilet again? I swear I'm working too hard. My colon's like, stop! thinking? Oh yeah, flies. That's what I'm thinking. I'll do it that way or the other way. Let's do it this way. I'm gonna go and use the toilet again because for some reason I need to. Yeah, you know, my dad always insists that I'm full of shit. I just assumed it was a turn of phrase. I did not take it literally, but given the amount that I avoided my bowels, it may well have some truth to it. Right, so what are we warming up with? Let's warm up with 12, shall we? Shouldn't need that much of a warm-up because we just done warm-ups for chest work, so I'm just going to do one set to warm up just because it's a slightly different modality. You can't be too careful. Whew. I only hailed chairs, benches are too hard. I see. I mean, I swear my chat will worship anything as long as it's not me, which I find dreadfully unreasonable. Alright. Should be good with the distance there, I think. Oh, we're going up to 18.5 on the flies, I believe. Alright, let's up that weight. Whew. You're very correct. I'm glad And I'm very correct. Unfortunately, I've forgotten what it was I said, so I have no idea what I'm correct about. Which is probably for the best. Oh, it doesn't go to my head. Okay, 17.5, 18, 18.5. Lovely. Bone cracks and separates causes little damage to soft tissue. A simple or closed fracture. We will often offer hail to anything that's not you. Right. Well then, how about you hail my fitness website, workoutways.co.uk? I got you there, didn't I? Yeah, you. Ooh, a complicated fracture. Cool. What type of material connects bones in fibrous joints? Fibrous material? Hey, what do you know? I was correct. What are the functions of long bones? They essentially act as the body's levers, allowing movement, muscle attachment, protection, mineral storage. Very useful. What is osteoarthritis? So inflammation of bone tissue or joints. It's the most common form of arthritis. How many bones in the body? 206. What are the carpal bones? Scaphoid, lunate, triquetrum, pisiform, trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, and hainate. Hey. Okay. What is psoriatic arthritis? So it's arthritis, most commonly osteoarthritis, associated with psoriatic lesions on the surface of the skin. What is cervical spondylitis? Inflammation of the joints of the cervical vertebrae. Nice. Bone marrow comes in two types. These are red and yellow. Okay, we've got 11 questions left, Chow. Let's do it. Simple fracture. What are the functions of flat bones? So generally flat bones are for protection or to have a greater surface area for muscle attachment. Do you have more joints or bones in your body? More joints. Give an example of a synarthrotic joint. Sutures between the bones of the skull. What are osteoclasts and what do they do? They're bone deconstruction cells, essentially. What fills the cavity in synovial joints and what is its purpose? So in synovial joints, the bones don't actually touch each other. They're held apart by an articular cavity, and the walls of that cavity secrete synovial fluid in order to lubricate the joint and decrease the chance of osteoarthritis and such conditions. Ooh, this is a groin stick fracture. What are angular movements? Any movement that decreases an angle between a chosen bone and another, I guess? What is gout? Gout is a form of arthritis that commonly affects the toes, or the big toe. It's more common in men than women. I believe it's caused by deposition of uric acid crystals in the bone cartilage. What are the two types of bone tissue? Compact and cancellous or spongy. What are lacunae and what do they contain? Lacunae are small spaces inside of osteons that house bone cells, right? Small spaces in lamellae that house osteocytes. Okay. Lacunae are small spaces inside lamellae. Yeah, lacunae lamellae. Lacunae inside lamellae. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's do it. Okay. Whew. Decent. 15 reps. How pleasant. Okay. Onwards now to what? We can do a shoulder press. Sounds like fun. Shoulder press with 22 kilos. Alright. Hey chat, if you had to pick one exercise that is your worst exercise, what would that be? Which of the many exercises in the world do you despise? Or which can you just not progress no matter how hard you try? Describe the structure of cardiac muscle. So cardiac muscle is only found in heart. It's striated similar to skeletal muscle, but the cells only have one nucleus, which is different to skeletal muscle. Nice. Fibrous connective tissue that connects bones to other bones. Ligaments. Painful inflammation of the tendon at the outer border of the elbow resulting from an overuse of the lower arm muscles. This is lateral epicondylitis, which is otherwise known as tennis elbow. Beneath the skin, found all over the body, facilitates movement of skin, medium for passage of nerves and blood vessels, maintains body warmth, connects skin with deep fascia. Superficial fascia. Muscle consists of 70% water, 20% protein, 75% water, 20% protein, 5% mineral salts and glycogen and other substances. Muscle contraction is affected by, muscle innervation, temperature, blood flow, strength of initial stimulus, amount of lactic acid, new fatigue of musculature. I mean, oddly enough, and I don't know if people know this about skeletal muscle, but muscle fibers are either contracting or they're not. So the strength of a skeletal muscle contraction, so let's say I'm lifting something very light, and then I lift something a bit heavier, but I lift it at the same speed. You're not actually controlling how strong a contraction your muscle is producing. Instead, what you're doing is you are recruiting more units to contract. Right? So if you think of the fibers of the muscle are normally like this with a little bit of tone in them. When they contract, they're like this. Right? So, but there's no in between. There's no, okay, I'll send a small signal and it will only contract this much. Right? No, they're either here or they're here. So when you're lifting something heavier or you're working harder, you're actually recruiting a greater number of, a larger amount of contractile tissue to produce that movement. Fun fact. Okay. Oh, I forgot I do this slightly back. Right, let's go for 22 kilos. Should be fun. Yay. Oh yeah. This is gonna be sexy. I'm hoping I can get 12. We shall see. Well, I could get 12, but the question really is, can I get 12 with good form? Because that's the only 12 that matters. Let's see. Oh, here's when the muscle fiber contracts, it follows the all or nothing law, meaning a muscle fiber is either contracting or it is not. There is no stronger or weaker contraction. Muscle tissue is bound together in bundles contained by a sarcolemma. The pairs of muscles host what names? Agonist and antagonist would be... Yes. What is spasticity? Spasticity. I'd suggest a lack of tone in the muscle. muscle tissue when at rest has a property, well, all times, but of most relevance at rest has a sort of bass tone, which, for example, creates posture. When a person is standing up in a relaxed posture, close to the anatomical position, the tone of the musculature keeps the body rigid, benefited of course by the skeletal structures, but it's muscle tone that allows that contraction to be, or not contraction, but allows that posture to be maintained without an actual active contraction or active stimulus required from the body in many cases. So spasticity is, I would imagine, an inability to control that tone, resulting in an inability to maintain an inability to maintain tone of muscle. Let's see. Inhibitory nerves have been cut. Spinal reflexes cause sustained contraction. Interesting. What is Achilles tendonitis? Inflammation of the Achilles tendon. Cause underuse or lack of use. Effect wasting away or failure to reach normal size or bulk of muscle. Atrophy. What is the largest skeletal muscle? The latissimus dorsi. What is an isometric contraction? The muscle is contracting, but the length of the musculature is not changing. This is spasticity. Cool. Okay, so overhead press with 22 kilos. Let's see if we can get a good result. 12 will be great if I can get 12. I'll tell you what, the anabolic system does enjoy weight work. And we did get 12, which is awesome. We're very happy with that. What is hemophilia? Inability for blood to clot? Yes. What is the rhesus factor? A property found in blood, or an antigen found in blood, meaning blood is either rhesus positive or negative. Adult bodies contain how much blood? 3 to 5 litres. What is leukemia? A cancer caused by the overproduction of white blood cells. Plasma helps to transport what 7 main things around the body? Nutrients, gases, enzymes, hormones, waste particles, interstitial fluid, blood cells, antibodies can travel in blood. What else? Oh, that's actually it. Mineral salts. Okay. What is HIV/AIDS? So HIV is, I believe, human immunosuppressant virus, which I believe HIV results in AIDS. So one becomes infected with HIV or human immunodeficiency virus, which then leads to acquired immune deficiency syndrome as a result of that initial infection or disease. Let's see. It follows infection with the human immunodeficiency virus transmitted through blood and other body fluids. Wonderful. Well, not wonderful, but now I know. What are the 4 stages of blood clotting? So, thrombocytes are very easily damaged, and upon rupture of a blood vessel, they leak into surrounding fluids. Upon disintegration, they release prothrombin. No. They release, what is it, prothrombin or thromboplastin? I think they release thromboplastin, which converts prothrombin into thrombin, or the other way around. Either way, it needs calcium in order to perform that, and vitamin K, and then thrombin converts fibrinogen into fibrin, which forms the covering and blocks the aperture. They release thromboplastin. Thromboplastin converts a plasma protein into an active enzyme called thrombin. Thrombin then converts fibrinogen into fibrin. Platelets burst and release thromboplastin. Lovely. Thrombin into thrombin. Okay. Nice. What is a normal blood pressure? 120 systolic to 80 diastolic, or under those values. What is plasma composed of? Interstitial fluid, dead cells, waste materials, gases, hormones, enzymes, nutrients, mineral salts, mostly water, and the rest is plasma proteins, albumin, globulin, fibrinogen, and prothrombin. Interesting. Okay, cool. Cool. Right, are we doing a second set of shoulder press? Let's take it easy on the shoulder and go straight to lateral raises, shall we? I do like lateral raises. A humbling exercise. This is the only exercise where the stereotypical exercise for women videos can be helpful. Because, you know, look, when I had the baby pink weights that no woman should ever train with ever, you can train lat raises with them. On that exercise, I would give you a pass. Otherwise, pick up a real weight. Get stronger, healthier, and sexier. There's absolutely no fathomable reason that women shouldn't train in the exact same modalities as men for a particular goal. Want to lose fat? Train the same way as men. You want to build muscle? Train the same way as men do to build that muscle. Fitness industry pisses me off with all these nonsense workouts, especially for women, like butt building in 60 days or shred that belly fat. I mean, men get that one as well, but just seems extremely predatory, especially given that women's beauty standards are already kind of bullshit to begin with. Right, let's go. I've just realised I'm doing this with 2 kilos instead of 4. Oh, that's a good pump. Okay. Okay, what are we doing? We're going up to 4 for the second set, which is odd. Let's see, 3, 3.5, 4. This might be a bold choice. What are the functions of a lymph node? So, lymph nodes function to filter blood. They remove foreign pathogens, they remove cancer cells. They also add lymphocytes and antibodies to the bloodstream. Well, indirectly to the bloodstream, I guess, by the lymphatic circulation of the lymphatic ducts. Let's see, what are we doing after our lat raises here? We could go to T-bar rows, that might be fun. Okay, so we got tricep work as well if we want to do it. We can try the overhead press, although I've been having trouble with my medial epicondyle recently, which is moderately bothersome. Okay, what can we do to actually set up for? Okay, what should be our weight here? What about 25? We can do 25 kilos. I do like this exercise. The issue with it is my poor medial epicondyle just does not like it. I mean, medial epicondyle doesn't like tricep work at the best of times, but... So I'll do a warm-up sets for triceps, then we'll interpose our second set of lateral raises, and then we'll do our working set. We did functions of the lymph nodes. What is the structure of lymphatic vessels? So they're thin-walled, they're tiny layers, and they have valves. What is the structure of lymph? So it's similar to blood plasma. It's mostly water. It contains lymphocytes to add to circulation. What is Hashimoto's thyroiditis? So this is a disorder where the body's own T cells attack the thyroid. What are the characteristics of the lymphatic tissue? So lymphatic tissue is divided primarily into two sections or designations, one being primary, one being secondary. You could also divide them into organs and vessels. So you could have lymphatic organs like the spleen and the thymus, and then you have the rest of the lymphatic circulation, the vessels, capillaries, the lymph nodes, the ducts. So lymphatic tissue generally is semi-solid, it's permeable. The lymphatic capillaries have wider pores than the blood capillaries, and as a result they're under lesser pressure, which is indicative of their role of picking up whatever's left behind by the rest of the circulatory system. And generally substances are left behind because they cannot enter the blood capillaries because of the pressure being too high, but they are able to enter the much lower pressure system of the lymphatic circulation, and as a result get fed back into venous circulation and filtered out by the spleen, liver, in the same way as regular blood circulation. So yeah, nice. That's a decent answer, right? Okay, let's do our lateral raises, shall we? am I looking to achieve here? The lateral raises, ideally, I get 12. What is the pons responsible for? So the pons can handle certain ion auditory reflexes. Oh, no, that's the midbrain. Pons is reflex actions such as chewing, tasting, and saliva production. What is the structure of the hypothalamus? So it's deep in the cerebellum with the pituitary gland attached to its base. Describe the arachnoid mater. I will do that shortly. Okay. Hey. Whew. Okay. Should be alright. Describe the arachnoid mater. So the arachnoid mater is part of the meninges, which are a group of tissues that form a protective barrier around the skull and spinal cord, or the brain and spinal cord. The arachnoid mater is the middle layer. It's interposed between the pia and dura mater. Merges with the dura mater as far as the sacrum. It opens into the subarachnoid space, which is a cavity between the pia and arachnoid mater. Nice. What is the pons responsible for? Reflex actions such as chewing, tasting, saliva production. What is the function of afferent neurons? They conduct impulses towards the central nervous system. What is the structure of the cerebellum? So the cerebellum is the largest portion of the brain. Has two hemispheres. Has grey matter on the outside and white matter within. The pia mater surrounds the cerebellum and dips in and out of the folds, increasing the surface area of the pia mater, allowing for better mineral transportation and waste disposal in the area, as well as the pia mater being a vascular membrane, increasing blood flow. Outer layers, folds of grey matter. Cool. What physiological responses are controlled by the sympathetic system? Things like a release of adrenaline, the dilation of pupils, increase in cardiac and lifespan rates. What is Bell's palsy? Damage to the facial nerve resulting in facial paralysis, or damage or inflammation of the facial nerve. Yes. What is epilepsy? I think this has a different definition from the lay definition. What is the definition of epilepsy? An abnormal response to ocular input, I guess. Disorder of the central nervous system can cause convulsions and or loss of consciousness. Right, so Morbid. Hello, Moon Runner. Let's sneak, eh? That's the rock. Okay. Not bad. Okay, we're moving on to back work. Should be enjoyable. Right. I can't even remember how many I got. No doubt 14. I feel like it was somewhere around 14. Maybe it was less. Okay. Skip sets on that. Alrighty, let's do T-bar nose check. So backward. Unless I fall on my face. In which case we might stop the workout prematurely. As bleeding all over my equipment would cause issues with my grip. Alright, so I believe we're up to like 57 on our T-bar moves now, which is really nice. Because we're getting back up to the point that we can actually do moderately substantial back work. Obviously our volume's still very low, but I'm still fairly chuffed. Alright, let's find our landmine attachment. There we go. Oh. Okay. in a position where it doesn't slide out in the middle of the set. Okay, that'll do for now. I need the bigger one. Okie doke. Ooh. Okay. Right, so I think we'll warm up with 40, which means I can just add 2 of these. Ain't that swell? Cozy. Okay. So, set you up so you can get this view. If you want to observe. Okay. I'm going to use the toilet again and add myself some more water. Actually, I might do my warm-up set before I go. Alrighty. Water!
Yeah, that's how it's done. Oh, look, you gave me the addresses too. How do you?
No, but because of your presence in my life,
You're in.
that's it to say, but because we were talking about his fitness things and jobs, and I said, well, let me know which ones you applied for because I've been searching for things for you. I'm getting
Yeah.
invited to gym stuff, and so because I've searched for things for practice, I'm also getting links to gynecological.
Oh, great. Okay, so go for bin. Or bin rather. Ooh, Graham, you know what you could do? There's a whole nice towns. We could
I don't know what town you from.
well, they're okay, but they're not real. Okay, so you can choose with bin. Let's go up and look because you see where I didn't.
Oh, just a search for electric banking.
Okay.
Cruising and everything.
Okay, well, I reckon you better nail down it. Sorry. Should we get a barbecue?
What's the place the one that's out there?
No, there wasn't. Okay. Electric kettle. Yeah. And you know what also, this is supposed to be electric lights before. Graham,
We can do another registry.
let's try another one. What's on there? Can I put, yeah. It's the wedding shop.
As it says, you can just do a
Put your
wedding,
name on.
yeah, do a wedding list from somebody. This one has limited funds.
I know this got a lot of experiences. We're not having clinic experience. Okay, let's try this one for something like electric blanket. Graham, I'm suspecting that these aren't going to really do what we want because I would like to get some little light fittings on there. Same stuff.
Yeah, roughly speaking.
Ooh. I haven't turned, chap. Let me get. Oh. Okay, I have my chat up. Let's do warm up number 2. Okay. I forgot my water. Ay, ay, ay. Is my pairing and or sewing genes good practice for dexterity? I mean, that's out of my can I need, or like, dexterity is a fairly sort of broad term. I mean, I just can't give you a good answer. I have no experience with sewing, but, you know, gives you something to do with your hands, I guess. And I guess like any skill, you get better at it over time. I don't think, like for me, for example, it wouldn't likely help with dystonia because that's a neurological thing. But in terms of, you know, finding technique for a particular activity, such as sewing, you can absolutely get better at it. But that's as bold as I'm willing to be with recommendations or statements for something that I have no idea about. Okay. Whew. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a set with 57.5. We're going to see if we can get to like 16, ideally. Alright, let me grab a good piece of music. Alright, come on, give me a good song. Oh, where's a good tune? I need something to hype me. Go hard on this one. But not too hard, because we've got to be kind to our shoulder. Kill shot, that could be fun. Ooh. Lose Yourself remix. That could be fun. Oh, that was a remix I had in this playlist a while back that was really good. Come on, give me it. Where are you? Ah, heck with it, I use my own motivation. Okay. Okay, so I think I got 13 on that, I'm not sure. Okay, so for pull downs, we're going for 12 with 54 kilos. Okay, got 40 on there at the moment. Alright, what are we starting with? Let's start with 45. 45. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah. I'm enjoying this way too much. Whee! Bless my shoulders. Okay. Right, so what are we going for? 54, I believe? Tell me. 54. Alright. So, give me that. Alright, so that's 50. Let's grab some more 1 inches. Okay, put you there, cool. 2.5, 1.5, 4. Alright. Righty-ho. Go for 12 on this. And then we're on to my favourite exercise. It's getting hot here, you know. Whew. Okay. A good 12. Ice decent. Alright. So, now we're going Whew. Behind the back cable curls, which is my favourite exercise. Whew. There we go. Whew. Ay, ay, ay. Whew. Whew. So, the reason I like behind the back cable curls is because you get such an awesome amount of isolation and tension on the bicep, and just because I find them enjoyable. You know, a huge amount of it is just a personal thing. There's also the argument, I mean, these are the only two bicep exercises I do, is pincher curls and behind the back cable curls. And like, I've got decent sort of bicep development. Like, I mean, it could be substantially worse, right? So like, I don't think you need to do a huge amount of isolation work. You just take a couple of exercises that you really enjoy and you like pushing, and you do them consistently. Alright, what are we going to warm up with? Alright, let's warm up with like 13.5, shall we? Should be reasonable. Make sure we don't damage our hands while we're doing it. Right the way up there. Okay. Oh, I actually in camera here on Zolf. I thought, yeah, we're good. Although, might be worth pointing up just a little bit. There we are. Oh. It's much better with the window open. Should move this. Alright, chat. Now, we're going for 17.5. Do you know, if I ever get to 20 on this exercise, I will be downright chuffed. I'll be very, very happy indeed. Don't know if it'll ever happen. We might get close on our next bulk, because my next bulk is going to be like a year at least of just getting in slowly. Ooh. Hey chap, favourite bicep exercise? Come on, someone out there's got a favourite. Plan for later. I don't mind, Kirby. I'm up for doing Subnautica. I can do The Lethal Company. I really don't mind. Alrighty. Lethal Company sounds good to me. Oh yeah, send me a DM if you can on Discord, Kirby, about the snail, and I will be sure to fix it. My chat. My favourite exercise. How hard do we want to go? Should we go 0 to 1 hour IR or just 0? What do you think? No reps in reserve? I mean, it's the last exercise. We could go full out. It's an isolation exercise, and it's the last exercise of the day. Only one set, then a little excuse. Plus, I've got rest tomorrow, so you know what? I've talked myself into it. This is gonna suck. Oh. Give me a tone. Oh. Okay. Whew. Okay, chat. That is it for me. Thank you so very much for joining me. I will be back in about 40 minutes to play some Lethal Company. And the snow will be the normal size now, not tiny snow. So, should be fun, but if you want to come and sow some chaos, please do. I will see you in about 30 to 40 minutes. Bye bye.